Brothers, this evening's reflection will be on Padre Pio. I used to go around asking the old Italian friars, have you ever met Padre Pio? What was he like? There was a Father Atanasio Ganelli. He was a quiet man, a gentle soul. He was able to have lunch with Padre Pio one time, and he said that he ate very slowly while imitating his hand motions. He said that he looked like he was always in contemplation. And then there was Brother Peter Tullis, a very old-school traditional lay brother. He was full of life, even though he was 92 years old, but he was also a very prayerful man. So I asked him, how did you meet Padre Pio? Brother Peter answers, he told me to go away. What Brother Peter was trying to say was that he was scolded by Padre Pio and to stop wasting his time. This was most likely because Brother Peter was a very extremely prayerful friar and that Padre Pio had the gift of reading souls. Lastly, there was a Francis Molino. He was on vacation around Europe one time, and when he got to Italy, he wanted to visit Padre Pio with his mother. So one day, Father Francis and his mum stood by a walkway in which they knew Padre Pio was going to walk or pass by. So Padre Pio, in his usual fashion, walked past in a rush, trying to avoid the crowds, in fact, trying to push the crowds apart. Father Francis calls out to him, "Hello, Padre." I don't remember the exact words, but Padre Pio's response was along the lines of, "Get out of my way, don't waste my time, or leave me alone." Taken aback by this, Father Francis told him sternly, "Padre, why are you so rough with me?" And immediately, Padre Pio's facial expression changed completely. In Father Francis's own words, it was like his face changed into an innocent lamb, as though being very sorry. So I can say I've met someone who told Padre Pio off. By hearing the stories of the older friars, it made Padre Pio seem much more human than despite how popular he is around the world. When you think about it, it was only about 50 years since he died. Padre Pio, he was born in 1887 as Francesco in the town of Pietrelcina, entered the novitiate in 1903, professed first vows in 1904, was ordained to the priesthood in 1910. He was a religious for 64 years and a priest for 58 years. He died on September 23rd, 1968. As a child, he consecrated himself at the age of 5 to Jesus Christ, and people around him already knew that there was this exceptional piety about him. As a student friar, he didn't really seem to stand out much, except for the fact that he was often caught on his knees in prayer in his room instead of studying. There were even stories of him competing with one of his brother friars that in whoever can pray the most rosaries for that day. Also, Padre Pio's health was never great. At an early age, maybe his late teens or early adulthood, he recognized that he would be offering up his many sufferings for the salvation of souls. In fact, he was even spared from having to serve in the army because of his illnesses. There are countless stories about Padre Pio's miraculous life, such as occasions of bilocation, personal apparitions, or even fighting with the devil. Probably the most famous of all was the gift of his stigmata, which he pleaded to God to take away from him. However, despite these miraculous stories, it seems to be his special grace for prayer that united him to Christ. Saint John Paul II recalls in his assignment to the friary of San Giovanni Rotondo as like being fixed to the foot of a cross in which many pilgrims from around the world came to visit him, and they came to seek mercy. Through countless hours of hearing confession, he really lived up to the Capuchin saying of to go out and eat the sins of the people. Even in Europe, the Capuchins enjoyed a special reputation amongst the people of being known for their confessors and being ministers of mercy. So much so that the word on the street amongst the people were that the Capuchin friars' sleeves were rich in mercy. In fact, when you open your arms out, it makes this image of embracing whoever comes your way. Brothers, in the wake of St. Pio's legacy, let us all try to fill our sleeves with mercy, to cast no judgment on anyone who comes our way, and to receive them as they are. Because just like Padre Pio, when they come to us, it is Christ who they are looking for.